Awesome. So, good morning, Nida Hamid from beautiful Kuala Lumpur. So, how are you today?
A very good morning to you too, June. Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Thank you. Nervous, as I mentioned to you over our phone call, I think yesterday. It's my first doing live streaming and exciting at the same time. And I would like to thank yourself to have me on board on this very lovely Friday morning to speak a little bit about myself. Thank you again.
No worries. So, okay. So just a bit of background about Nida Hamid. So she's
Okay.
actually Australian graduate from Curtin University. She has a degree in economics and marketing. She's done many things. She's been a banker. She's worked in Citibank, and she's like done conference producing. But this is her first time coming up with a ready to eat healthy snack, if I may say so, like, overnight oats, right? So
Yes.
and she is going full on with this brand. So I've known Nida for many years, and it looks like this is pretty much her baby at the moment. So we're going to talk about her business. It's called Care Meals by Needs in Malaysia. So Needs is short for Nida. Care Meals
Yes.
is because it's a healthy snack.
Mhm.
And so we'll try to take it away. So okay, I think I know this Care Meals got its start 2 years ago, right? In the height of the pandemic, during
Correct.
COVID-19, when you just came back from overseas. So just
Correct.
tell us the whole story, like why and how you decided to start Care Meals, basically.
All right. Thank you, June, for your question. And a little bit of introduction about myself. Yes, it is true. I have started from banking line, and I moved to conference producing, and then after that, I took a break. I went to overseas, then came back. Due to the pandemic, actually, I came back. So when I came back, being a very active person, myself, I have always like to go or do something. I cannot stay put. So I just to share a little bit. When I was in overseas, living over there, I joined this netball group, and because I'm busy, sometimes I cannot afford to prepare my breakfast. I need something to go on the go. So I started doing my own overnight oats, over there, just to pack so that I have enough energy and I'm not on empty stomach whenever I play netball. So when I came back, because of the pandemic, staying in the house, you can't really go out, with the restricted of the movement. I still continue doing, and eating and consuming my overnight oats. Then, chatting with family members, getting some support, seeing that, what should I do? I'm bored. I am not so sure. What can I do out there? Something that I can do from home. So I was searching some of the opportunities. Then came these two cousins. They are into food business as well. Doing one is doing sandwiches, and the other one she do eat clean food. So we were chatting. This the three of us cousins, and the two was saying, hey, kakak as in sister. Why don't you promote your overnight oats? Because Malaysians are slowly moving towards healthy living, healthy food. So I said, are you sure people would actually consider eating overnight oats? Because I must say, overnight oats is an acquired taste because
Mm.
not everyone would enjoy because it's a bit sticky and gooey. But it takes time and to nurture that taste to yourself. But once you know the trick of eating overnight oats, you would actually enjoy it because it's filled with a lot of goodness. So that is how I started my overnight oats. I said, okay, why not? There's nothing to lose. Not having any F&B background myself, never done anything to do with food business before. I went with my brother and I said, adik is brother. I said, let's go. I need to go and look the containers,
Mm.
the ingredients, where I can get. So I slowly, acquire all those ingredients and start doing whatever that I have actually eaten before. So, I usually eat my blueberries. I have my green apple, which is the snappy apple. Then I have my what you call strawberry. So doing it and making it into different flavor. Then I said, okay, it is good. How do I do the branding? The logo, because I it's not my forte. But this day and age, if you have some willpower, you would be able to, do something. So there is Canva. I went on Canva and put in some pictures here and there to my suit, to my liking. That is how I like the look of the logo, and here I am. That is how I started.
That's good. That's good. So, who was your first customer? Because when we come out with product, right, it's very easy. But
Yeah.
who bought your stuff? Like, is it friends and family or complete strangers that you even you were shocked?
Okay. In fact, actually, my first customer is this lady from Putrajaya. She is, I think, members of the government. She works there. But she was introduced by a friend from Dubai. She said, "Hey, my friend is doing this. You want to lose weight?
Oh,
Go and try her overnight oats." So I said, thank you so much for referring me to this friend. So what I did, she said she likes strawberry, so I did my strawberry cake and delivered to her. So that night, I asked her, have you actually tried my
mhm,
strawberry cake? Then she said, yes, I have. And she said she's shocked herself. She said she's not an overnight oat person.
mhm,
So when she had it, she said, then she gave me some feedback, because when I first started, my strawberry shake doesn't have any almond nips.
mhm,
She said strawberry is nice. It's strawberry is strawberry. It's very like some are sourish and sweet and juicy, right? But
mhm,
she said maybe you can have some crunchiness to it. So I said, oh, okay. Thank you for your feedback. Then of course, apart from her, my cousin is also my like so-called tester come customer. So they bought my overnight oats and they said, oh, one cousin was saying, never mind, it is so nice, I would also put in the working WhatsApp group. If let's say you come to this area, we will pull orders, and we start from there. So my first customer was from this lady. It is a stranger, yes, through a friend.
Oh, nice. So, okay, let me get this straight. So, where do you get your strawberries? Is it from Cameron Highlands?
Okay, yes, the strawberries are from Cameron Highland, but of course, for the Australian out there, Cameron Highland is quite far from where I am. So these local suppliers, when I'm from the normal retailers, I went there and I get it. But over time, I learned that I cannot simply get my fruit supplies from the normal shop, because it is by bulk I'm buying,
Mm,
and it affects my costing.
mm,
Uh, I was blessed. I was searching around some of the fruit shop. This guy offered. He was saying, because of the pandemic, many people are affected. Why not you take from me? Even if let's say you buy one packet, I will
mm.
still give you the wholesale price, a B2B price. I said, you're not kidding, right? I said, Then he said, no, I'm not kidding. Then I said, because I'm not a big supplier. I said, I go by orders. He said, it's okay. I would like to support. And here I am, June. I'm very lucky. I am still, going and getting my supplies from this shop. They have been such a support. So I don't have to pay in advance.
Mm,
I pay month. So it assists, entrepreneurs like me
mhm.
to be able to actually have that purchasing holding power. Yeah.
So how okay, so the fruits and the oats, I think the oats you can keep for a long time, but fruits, it has to go like super fast lah. So how do you like plan this like in a week do you have like a set orders, how much you need to deliver and then you get the fruits accordingly or you actually like, how do you do it?
Okay. At first, because when I first started, it is pretty new for myself. I lost here and there in terms of the fruits, because I'm still not smart enough to actually manage the orders. Then I realized, because if I don't manage the delivery area, because I'm also doing the delivery on my own. Some I actually extend to the third party, but majority I do it on my own, because mine is always done fresh every day. I do not do stock up in advance, because I believe the fruit has got to have that fresh feelings for you to enjoy your overnight oats.
Right.
So I go by the order. So in a week, I have a designated places that I would go. Like Monday, Monday is my off day. It's for me to gather around, do my marketing. My flyers and all. Tuesday, I'll go to Shah Alam.
Mhm.
Wednesday, my area is KL, Klang Valley. And then Thursday, I would go the Putrajaya, Puchong. And then Friday again, sometimes I go towards Kajang and Bangi. So that is how I actually manage the food supplies and also other supplies that I have. You know, the dry ones is okay. But yes, like you say, the fruits are very tricky.
Yeah.
Some like apples, they are okay. But strawberry, I learned some tricks, you know, from the fruit shop. They said, no, you don't wash in advance. When you want to use, then only you wash, then you spin it in the salad spinner.
Okay. So it's interesting that you use a lot of like blueberries, strawberries, and apple is very it's an overseas fruit. So
Correct.
any concept, because Malaysia has a lot of local fruits like durian, like mangosteen,
Right.
rambutan.
Mm-hmm.
You have that in mind to infuse the oats with this local fruits?
Yes, in fact, I would want to try with some of the local fruits. The only reason I have not tried or explored the local fruits are because they are seasonal. Especially like the other day, I tried with passion fruit. To get passion fruit itself, it is by season, and the sourness, you know, depending. You know, I do not want people eating and they have that, you
Mm.
know, they squeeze their face and they would have a very bad first time experience having overnight oats, right? So my next attempt is actually mango. So I have mango, which
Uh-huh.
is local mango, and yes, June, they really love mangoes because I put big chunks. I have it here, if I may share. You know,
Nice. Looks good.
mango. See, so I put chunks of mango inside there, and for them to enjoy every bite. You know, they will not miss any any single mango. So it's mango and mango and mango. Yeah, that's the only food, local fruits I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
Banana, yes. You know, sometimes I use the Cavendish banana, but if let's say the supplies are low, I would use barangan because they are firmer and
What's
the taste.
barangan? What's barangan?
Banana, it's
Uh,
banana, but a different type of banana. They have the in Malaysia they call pisang emas, slightly smaller one. You know, then they have barangan, another type of banana. So I use barangan because it's a bit firm and not too sweet.
Okay, great. So how do you manage the business as a, can I say, if you can I call you a solopreneur? So because it is a one woman show, right, at the moment?
That's right, correct. It okay. I think for me, maybe because my passion has always been an entrepreneur. You know, ever since I joined the conference producing, and then I was also absorbed as part of the partner in the conference producing. So I have the ownership of the company a little bit. You know, then I felt, you know, when you own the business, your drive is different. Whether day or shine, you know, come rain or whatever hot, you know, and tired, you would have that drive that you would have to do it because it is your own and it's your baby. So how I manage being, I'm also a mother, you know, of three, my girls, and you know, in the morning I have to make sure that they have their lunch box, and then make sure that, you know, they have their school uniform pressed and ironed. And then while I'm managing that, I'm also a wife, so you know, I have to manage the home, uh, cook, you know, most of it, right? You know, cleaning, I think once in a while we will have to like manage and time ourselves. But yes, being an entrepreneur, there are a lot of sacrifices that you have to make in order for you to, you know, strive and succeed in on to achieve what you want to achieve at the end of the day. It is not easy, and to mention a little bit, I'm also the you know, treasurer for this Women Entrepreneur Association in Malaysia, and it helps me because through that, you know, I have my peers who actually give me support, moral support, and also some advices what I can do over there, if there are any other ways of doing it, also a platform to actually network.
Okay, so you don't even have a helper in like Malaysia is quite easy, right? To get helpers.
At the moment, no. Yes, because I used to have back then, but now since my girls are all grown up, you know, we have decided, you know, let's do away the helper.
Wow, okay, very good. Okay, so tell me, right? Instead, when you came back from overseas, right, the first thing most
Mhm.
people would do would look for a job. And you are very, like, you've been around many years, so you know a lot of people. You could have easily gotten a job. But why did you decide to start your business instead? Like, instead of going and looking for a gig, like a full time job.
I, mm, I did actually, you know, I will not deny putting up my resume after like after coming back. I do up my resume again and put up on Job Street, LinkedIn, and you know, brush up some of the information in it. Then at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, I'm in communication with my cousin, talking about my done over there. But I think back when if I were to go into this professional career world, yeah, I admire them because they have different challenges, set of challenges altogether. You would have to deal with fixed, time, working
Mm,
time,
mm,
and then say you're doing dealing with HR. That's the only thing that you would be doing, HR day in day out. I am not that type of person that could actually stick to one matter at a
mm,
time. Even when I was in conference producing, I deal with different topics at each in a given time. Different topic that I deal with. That maybe I would talk about clinical research. I would talk about logistics. So it gives me that um, uh, point for me to do research. I love to research and Google and know more and learn new things. So the same when I decided to be an entrepreneur full time, because it gives me that freedom to be able to be flexible with myself. If today I feel like I am so tired, exhausted, because of the orders perhaps last night or yesterday, I would say okay, I will take a day off and and shake my leg and maybe recoup a little bit and then start off again tomorrow. But if let's say you're in the career world or in the professional line, right, you can do that, but you would have to apply in advance. Boss, I need to take a leave
mm.
next week. Say you don't feel like going to work tomorrow because you're so, trashed with the whole work, right? Then you can't. You don't have that flexibility. So what I really wanted is the flexibility, the freedom to be able to be creative, with my own, capabilities. So that's my main reason. It is scary, June, yes, because you don't have anyone to support you. As you mentioned, I'm a solopreneur, so from A to Z, everything is you.
Yeah, so okay, so Malaysia is a food haven. Like, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's known to be a food haven. So people like to eat nasi lemak, mee goreng, and yours is like a really healthy overnight oats. So basically, right, your customers, what do they how do they eat your oats? Like, do they eat it for dinner, for lunch, or do they buy it for breakfast? Because overnight oats are usually as consumed. If I'm not mistaken, people consume it during mornings and for lunch. So for the Malaysian customers, what are their preference?
Okay. The Malaysians, I think, like what you say, yes, the nasi lemak. I am myself a fan of nasi lemak. I don't deny that. They have nasi lemak, roti canai in the morning for them to have a huge spread
Mm,
of breakfast.
mm,
For me, when I first started, it is a challenge for me to educate them through my Instagram. What is overnight oats, how it is actually made, how does it taste, why is it sticky. But what I want them to understand is, it can be fun, it can be very good for you if you nurture your taste bud. In the long run, it gives you a lot of health benefits. But how actually, I deal with my customers, I encourage them to take it in the morning breakfast, because in the morning breakfast is something that you shouldn't skip. I'm a strong believer of taking breakfast. I try not to skip breakfast. So you take your breakfast with an overnight oats, like for an example, like this one.
mhm.
This is about 150 gram or 450 mil, full with like blueberries inside there. If you can see, walnuts and all. Your body needs all those energy in the morning. So when you eat this one whole jar, it will actually keep your the hunger level and also your energy up.
Mm.
Your so it is best to eat in the morning, and I've actually practiced eating this for the past 2 years for my suhoor. During Ramadan, this is the only thing that I take for my suhoor, and it lasts for the whole day
Oh,
until
that's
I break my. So I'm not trying to like really promote my stuff. You can try, those out there, if let's say they want to try, taking overnight oats, you try taking at least about 450 gram. It would actually give you all the energy. You will not feel tired, and in fact, you will not feel hungry.
okay. So do you have any challenges in a small business? Like just now you said, right? You deliver the oats. I mean, to your customers. So do you do that because you want to have a relationship with your customer, or is it because you like to just go on the car and meet people, or what?
Okay, I think I would actually put it in three different reasons. One, mainly because I do not produce in advance. So some of them are close friends of mine, and they would say, Nida, would you be going to my area today, or something like that. Then it is nice to catch up. I would meet them and take pictures. They are not strangers. Then you can ask them, can I take your photos? So I can build up my content myself. And then second, I think, using the third party, I'm living out from the Klang Valley area. So it is a challenge for those, and most of my target audience or my customers, they are in Kuala Lumpur, in Klang Valley. So the cost of actually, in terms of like paying for the delivery services, it's pretty steep. So, it would actually demoralize them to eat my overnight oats. So what I do, that is why I actually target the day and make sure that different day I go to different areas so that they pay minimal, and I will only charge a minimal amount of delivery fees. Then I will go and deliver. That's the main reason why I deliver it myself. Not so much that I like to drive. I would rather be in the house and move on with the next thing. But yes, that's my challenges because I live outside from the Klang Valley. The costs are too high for them to actually bear.
Mhm.
So in order for me to help them to try out,
Yeah.
my oats,
Mhm.
and then it also give me the benefits because they would actually try my oats if, let's say, I'm able to actually cut the cost of delivery and target my days, where I'm going. So then I still have my customers, so I don't mind doing that. Yeah.
Very good. So, are you looking for investments, grants? Because it is a small business and it has potential to grow. Like, what do you are you is that in the pipeline, or for now you're just taking it as it is?
Yes, June. The question is very good because we as a small SMEs, there's entrepreneurs, small medium sized entrepreneurs out here, um, getting an initial capital boost or investment, for us to actually expand our business is it's like um, it's like a gift,
Mm.
if let's say you can get that. But in my pipeline, yes, I would like to actually do a paperwork to pitch for me to get like a certain amount of either a grant or perhaps investor to come on board. Because I foresee my product not only going to stay as an overnight oats in the jar. I have my own plan to be able to transform this overnight oats into a different manner so that I'm able to reach not only from Malaysia, in the Klang Valley. I would like to actually able to approach people outside from the states itself, as in like from different type of states, and
Yeah.
who knows, from there I'm able to actually send it across to you in Australia.
Yeah, that's great. So, you want to share what you want to pivot into, or is that PNC at the moment?
I think I'll share it later as the time progress.
All right. So, okay, what are your tips for people who want to start business? That's the hardest thing because a lot of people have ideas and they're too scared to start, But you came back and then you thought, okay, let's start. And so, what
Yeah.
is the first tip that you should do that you would share? Sorry.
Okay, as I'm no good when it comes to tips because I think I went on with my own gut feeling when I started my what you call overnight oats business. Then I think mainly first you must know yourself, the capability of yourself to be able to actually cope with whatever that you would like to invest your time, your effort, your brain, whatever you're thinking about the business. Yes, ideas are good, but ideas are not good if, let's say, you do not transform it, start doing it. So you must be able to put yourself, everything somewhere. Like, write it down what you want to achieve. Okay, by a certain amount of time, what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Then after that, once you have done that, you need to know your product and believe in your product. You cannot sell something out there, then halfway you said, perhaps it's not good. I want to try something else. You must have that commitment that you will go all the way through to be able to see and place your product out there. And then third, I think knowledge is a very powerful thing. All right, get to know the things out there, the industry itself. Attend some of the maybe talks so that you would know, oh, okay, this is how this person do it. Then take some tips and go back and learn. Okay, how can I do mine better? And then last but not least, associating yourself with association is very important. Get yourself belong to certain one association, so that you would be able to see the struggle of other entrepreneurs. you know Sometimes when you see on social media, of course people will not put those what they have had to go through, the behind the scene. All right, so when you get yourself belong in this association, you would see other entrepreneurs out there dealing with the same challenges that you are facing. So you will not feel left out, because being an entrepreneur, solopreneur, like how you mentioned just now, you need that room of support, that they would say, hey, hello, they'll pat you at the back, say, don't worry, I also went through that, but this is how I did it. So you get some tips. That is how you actually slowly grow yourself. So I think it is important for you to first commit yourself, make sure you have enough knowledge, and associate yourself with association members, peers, so that you are always in the loop of what is actually happening out there in the industry or in the business world.
Okay, so coming to that point, right? So do you, because you see, self-employment, like what we're like, what you're doing and what I am also doing, it's actually very staggered. I mean, the payment, and we get staggered, you yeah,
Mm.
whatever sales and all that. So do you ever come to a point, right? You feel like, oh, I should go back to full-time employment. How nice if I can get a salary, or you try to talk yourself, like, you said just now you want to hang out with more entrepreneurs, so that that the struggle is real, and then when you talk to other entrepreneurs, you feel, okay, this is normal, and then I will forge ahead. So have you ever come across this, how do you say, it's like whether you want to go back to employment, or you want to continue on. What do you say to yourself when you feel like, oh, I just should find a job, this is just too hard?
Okay, yes, we are all, after all, a normal human being, right? We tend to go back sometimes, we will have our downtime. I had, and of course, it's not easy. In fact, my forte has always been event management, conference producing, PR work, being out there, from point A to point B, meeting people, doing technicalities, organizing programs and all. So when I had, when I started the overnight oat business under CareMealbyNids, there are times, yes, when I first started, maybe like, when I hit my 6 months or 7 months, I could see it's progressing. But at the same time, it's actually taking a toll on my body. I feel like so tired, and, I feel like, oh God, there's so much to do, apart from being a mother, and, I have my own responsibility there. I have my responsibility and commitment with this. Yeah, I did say perhaps, it is best for me to just go back to the corporate world, and at least, if let's say, at the end of the day, if I don't put in that much, maybe I still get my salary.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you bounce back. You say, but but you are dictated. You are actually, basically, how to say, it's like fixed. You can't really grow. So then you weigh things back. Do you want to go back, and, to go back to that 9 to 5, and not be able to pursue what your passion is? You would actually, not give yourself enough chance to be able to take that risk a little bit. So that is how I normally put myself. I say, if I feel this is hard, I'm sure there are harder things that other people is actually experiencing. So I said, come on, Nida, today is just this bad day. The next day will be a better one. So have some faith in yourself, and have faith in your religion. Like for me, I'm a Muslim, so have faith in Allah.
All right, great. Okay, so you did touch about the fact that you want to pivot to something else. So the question would be, what are some of your expansion plans for the brand this year? So the next big event in Malaysia is Ramadan. I think it's another 45 days. So
Yes.
are you going to go big with your care meals for sohur, for sahur, for morning breakfast for Ramadan?
I have planned like a group buy, as in, like, they, because suhoor is like, every morning. Sometimes, busy mothers, especially with many nowadays school has actually started, so again, they will be having those busy routine in the morning to prepare suhoor, and to make sure that, they They prepare their children to go to school, and some, maybe with the younger kids, you still need to prepare their meal as well. They will not be having their suhoor because they're still young. I'm doing like last year what I did, I allow them to book and pay installment. They get, let's say, 9 jars in advance, but they don't pay me the whole lump sum 9 jars, because I understand the COVID has actually impacted many people from the financial perspective. So I told them, you staggered your payment. Let's say for an example, 9 jars would cost you, let's say, 120. So you pay to me 40 ringgit first, maybe this week, and then the following week another 40. Once you finish, I would deliver half. Once you've already paid half, I would deliver half, but you would still get your overnight oats. In order to encourage, one is to pass and try out my oats. Second is actually to be able to have a healthy meal for your suhoor. And third is to assist them, with the challenges in terms of like financial. So I understand, I myself also facing the same thing, because of COVID, everyone is facing the same thing with this financial struggle. So I did that. And this year, what I plan is, I would like to actually collaborate with a bigger brand who would have a wider spread of agents, because I don't have agent. I would like to work with them with their agent to promote the overnight oats, and they buy by bulk. They do not have to take it from me, like let's say they order 20 one shot, because there's no point. So I can deliver to them five, bi-weekly, but they pay a bulk order.
Because
That's
you
something.
need to make it fresh, right? When you get the order, then you have to make it. How long does it last, by the way, the after you've made it?
1 jar, if let's say you keep it in the fridge, a normal fridge, it can last at least 7 days maximum without, anything. You can just leave it there. But let's say for suhoor, that is how I advise them. You stir in all the fruits inside the oats
Mm-hmm.
and freeze them. So
Okay.
let's say you want to eat tomorrow morning, then that night you take it out, thaw it out, so that in the morning you can have the overnight oats. When you keep it in the freezer, it can actually last for 1 month.
Okay. Is that the reason why you use apple, blueberries, and strawberries? Because these are like tardy fruits, right? They can last longer.
In fact, apple would be able to last even longer, because yeah, they have that tartness into that from that fruit itself. And then I use like walnut, and when it's on top, the shelf life is longer. But when you stir it in, it actually blend together with the oats. That's why you can put in the freezer. It actually expanded the shelf life itself. So the one that is very sensitive is banana. They can't last long. So when I actually or deliver an order, I will actually educate them. I say, if let's say you would like to eat the oats, try to take the banana first, then follow with orange creamsicle, because orange has a lot of juice, and the juice sometimes would ruin the shelf life of the oats itself. But the rest, they can take that 7 days, not a problem.
So you've tested it and everything at home. You're pretty sure it's 7 days, right?
I am the proof of my own product that I've eaten. Yes.
Okay, great, great. Awesome. So that was all our questions. So you've been great.
Thank
We
you
have,
so much.
yeah, we have actually got like A to Z from how to start a small business from home using a simple,
Okay.
humble product known as
Okay.
oats.
Okay.
And any parting words, Nida? Like, do you want to say anything? Like anything that you want to say for people who are on the fence to start a business, anything like that?
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank June for having me again. Not again, having me here at dailyspeech.com, and trying on this live streaming. I'm honored. And then my tips, not so much advice, because I'm still learning. I would like to tell them, whoever who is actually trying to give it a shot doing their own business, be it, it can be fashion, it can be fruits, it can be any sort of business. Believe in yourself, keep the drive up, and then make sure that you surround yourself with positive people. All right. And always read up. Knowledge is very powerful. You have to do a lot of read up, research, so that you would know where the business is actually moving or progressing. And then make sure that you always make yourself visible. So this day and age, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, there are many platforms out there. Sometimes you have to look stupid in order to be able to promote your product. why not? If let's say it would actually sell, so do it. But if let's say you're not comfortable doing that, then find another alternative ways of actually being out there, visible, to the customers, to the audience. Because if let's say you keep it to yourself, it's not selling then.
Yeah, definitely. So okay. All right. So I was just wondering, did you do a business plan or anything like that when you started, or you just
No. When I first started, I think the only thing that was sketched or scribbled on my notebook is the recipe, because I believe my recipe has got to be perfect so that whatever that I eat and I believe it's nice and delicious, and I stick to it. The usually most of the time I've had the same review back. They said, "Oh, I've never liked oat, but yours is different." So I like that. So my plan is the recipe is good, my business will be good.
awesome? Okay, so we've just been speaking to Nida Hamid, Care Meals by Needs. So Care Meals by Needs can be obtained at.
You can actually obtain it through the Instagram page called CareMealbyNids. But of course, I would like to be able to share it with people in Australia over there. But at the moment, it's only Malaysia, Klang Valley specifically. So they can always click the Instagram page, and from there, I would actually take it up the order, and I'll proceed with the rest of the information that needed.
Okay, and orders must be made 24 hours before delivery.
Audience is always my cutoff time every day is 3 p.m. the day before, so that I'm able to see I have enough fruits and to actually make the overnight oats. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so we've just been speaking to Nida of Care Meals by Needs. Check her out, order her oats, and support her business. So earlier this is our first YouTube live chat. We're really sorry for the technical issues that we were experiencing earlier, but rest assured this won't be everything. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Jude. Bye.
Bye.